Hey guys, we are back for another toy haul video, but this is not just any toy haul video, this is the big one. It's definitely the biggest toy haul I've ever had, certainly all at one time, probably always going to be. I can't see much else topping this anytime soon at least. So for those unaware, the most recent Mythic Legions figures from Four Horsemen Studios are out. So that includes people that pre-ordered on their initial pre-order on their website, but also, and more specifically, the people like myself who were backers in the Kickstarter, which was beginning of last year, 2017. So I have been waiting for these figures for a very, very, very long time. They've been delayed for reasons which ultimately I'm not upset about. I'm always ready to have them better and late than, have issues and get them early. So we've got a ton of figures here. I'm going to show them all. We have got two enormous boxes. I've already opened them. This isn't like a surprise unboxing or anything because, frankly, these have been sitting by me all day as I've been waiting to film this, and I've just been itching to get in there. So I had to take a look. But, we've got two boxes. They are huge. They are, as far as FedEx is concerned, they are 30 pounds worth of action figures. These things are humongous. We have got 43 different figures and multiple weapons packs. So yeah, buckle up on this one. So we're just going to get in there. I'm going to go through them. Honestly, this is going to be logistically a nightmare because Toy Room is, as usual, a bit of a mess. And it's going to get even worse now. Things are about to get real crazy in terms of reviews coming. And then, of course, just the toys. I don't know where I'm going to put these yet. I still need to move stuff around, and I think things are going to change up a little bit because of this. But I'm just going to go through them. I'll tell you what the figure is and, describe them a little bit. Obviously, I'm going to do reviews very, very soon. Probably, I'm filming this on the 17th of October. There's a good chance they'll start in a day or two. I've got one other review already in the chamber, so to speak, so we may have a little bit of a buffer. But that gives me time to kind of get ready and load up. So we're just going to go ahead and start. So the whole thing about this is Mythic Legions 2.0 Advent of Decay. So if you've seen some of my other reviews, like the birds or the Coliseum figures, those are the waves before this, some of the original figures, and then wave 1.5, 1.75, or whatever they called it. This wave introduces a lot of female figures, a bunch of goblins, new character types, new designs. So I had a couple test shots that I showed off not too long ago that I got from Four Horsemen as well. Those figures are in here. So we're going to start off. I'm just going to go through them and I'm going to put them back. I'm not trying not to make too much of a mess. So this one we've got, some of these names are kind of out there. So we've got Azza Spirit Bender. So this is one of the female figures. They've got a ton of accessories packed in there. One of the things with the Kickstarter is because they shattered all of their goals, that they have extra accessories for tons of these figures. So she's kind of like, she looks kind of like an elf of some kind. I could be wrong. There's bio on the side. I'm not going to bore you by reading all of them. So there's one. We got a blue chick with a wicked blade there. And then we've got the Elf Legion Builder. So one of their big things is that they do army builders. I do not really army build much of anything, so I only have one of each Legion Builder. I just consider them to be a unique character for the most part. So this is an elf in some snazzy looking gold armor. That is wild. Look at all that. Very, very, very shiny. Tons of accessories, as is the norm. First Goblin. I don't know what the order is on any of these. I'm not sure there is an order, but I put them all back the way I got them, so I kind of don't really know what's here. So we got our first Goblin. This is Gonks with 2 X's in his name. He's got a humongous warhammer. He's got this big face mask on him. These guys are a little shorter. They're kind of like the dwarves in the line. So the goblins are what I'm really, really, really interested in. Outside of a few other outlying figures, the goblins are the big thing. We've got a ghost skeleton. This is Hagnon. So he glows in the dark, he glows green, and there was kind of a weird thing with this figure when they were initially doing him and trying to get samples back from the factory. They said they wanted half of them to glow green and half of them to glow blue. Well, the factory misunderstood that, and they got a figure that was split down the middle, green on one side, blue on the other. Frankly, I would love to have that, but we got them all, I think they decided to go all to have green. So he glows in the dark. He's fully transparent plastic. There is nothing except his eyes that's painted on that figure. So kind of a cool one, kind of an interesting one. I think he's got some glow in the dark parts in there, like the pauldrons and things like that. I'm already messing stuff up. Back in there. We got our first dwarf. This is, oh man, King Bromden Ironjaw. That's a mouthful. He's got some fur on there. So we've got some pseudo soft goods. He's got this massive sword in there too. It's as tall as he is. It's got a pretty sweet gold paint effect on there too. We've got... Oh, this is a big one. This is definitely one I was really looking forward to. This is Brother Mandibulus. So their big thing with this line is skeletons. And yeah, this is a skeleton if I've ever seen one. I'm trying to get the glare off of there. I've got a bunch of lights all over the place so it's not too dark back here. So we've got him. We've got this crazy... I think this is a new weapon. It's massive. Yeah, so that's a cool one. The ones I'm most excited about are probably going to be the ones that get reviewed first too. I'm sure you can imagine. We've got Balaam. This is a like a jaguar guy. I think he's a jaguar. He might be a tiger, maybe a tiger. So he's kind of like a standard Legion body, but he's got a tiger head. This, I think, is what they used for the Battle Cat figure that they did, the Kauros figure they did for PowerCon, which I'll get next year, I think, whenever they release the standard release for that. So we've got him. We have got Calavius. This is kind of like a gladiator guy. He's got like a very traditional Roman looking gladiator helmet, so that's pretty sweet. And I'm probably not going to do 43 individual reviews. I don't know if I can really manage that right now. We'll probably double up on a few. We've got an Elf Ranger. I don't know if he's a Legion builder or not, but it doesn't have it's not a unique figure, so it might be just kind of a generic guy. And you can see there's like, you know, little baggies inside of all these. They have tons of accessories. Obviously a big thing with this is parts reuse. They do share a lot of parts, but that's not too crazy. Every line does that, right? We've got, this one's really cool. We've got, oh man, Grisha the Slitherer. So that's a sweet one. I don't know. I'm really happy with this one. It uses the same body, at least for the most part, as the Elf Ranger, but it's got this really wild head with kind of like a it looks like a Russian spire on the top. I don't know what those are called, with a really slick paint job. This video is going to be long. We have got another one of the female characters. We've got Hera Serpentshire. So this is, and like I said, there's a big focus on female characters because I don't really think there were any up until now that I can think of. I could be wrong. I don't have 100% this line, so, you know, don't quote me on that. We've got one of the female figures. She's kind of basic, but she's got a really sweet headdress. It's like a serpent, kind of like a serpent dragon kind of thing. There are a lot more female figures than I remember there being. Not that that's a bad thing. So these look pretty amazing. They do seem to share a lot of the same body parts. We've got... oh, I can't read it. Some of the text is smearing into the different colors. Juno the Crusher. Juno with 2 J's. She's kind of basic, like kind of like a barbarian type chick. That's cool. We've got another Legion builder. This is the Iron Knight Legion builder. So kind of like a standard knight, but it's a female. So, you know, she has breasts. That's a female thing. Beyond that, though, I mean, it's basically the same as like a guy if it was like a slender guy. We have got another goblin. We've got Nubnik. He's kind of like a night goblin, but he's got this really sweet kind of jawed mouthpiece. It's got a bunch of bones or huge teeth that stick up out of it. Very, very, very nice. So that's pretty cool. This one I'm familiar with. We have got Faunus. So this is, if you saw my test shot video, this is one of the 2 test shots that I had. I had Faunus and I had King Noglin, the King Goblin. So it's really, really cool to see this guy fully painted. I knew what he looked like because they've shown him before, but it's really cool to see him in person. I know what I'm getting into with this figure. This is one of the ones I was most interested in. That's why I went for that test shot when I was able to, while the website wasn't being brought to its knees. We have got, so how many figures is that so far? That's 15 so far. Next up, we have got another Goblin. This is the Legion builder, and he looks really, really similar to the other one that we just looked at. I don't even know where he is anymore. Very similar, but he's not as detailed, and his head looks a little different, and then of course the mouthpiece is a little different paint. So the Legion builders are like the same level of detail, but not necessarily the same level of paint sometimes. It kind of makes them seem like more generic, you know, cannon fodder type guys, which I dig. That's kind of cool, especially if you're an army builder guy. I'm just not really, especially in this line. It's too expensive. This is expensive enough. We've got the Cavern Dwarf Legion builder. I've got one of the dwarves already. I've got Halmir Golden Tooth. He was in the previous line. So I bet there's some parts reuse going on here. Looks pretty similar, but he's also very different at the same time. Humongous beard. I love what they do with their hair, facial hair with this line. Looks awesome. As you can tell, I'm very excited about this. I have been once I knew that these were coming, I have kind of been on the edge of my seat for days, just watching FedEx, wondering, waiting when they were going to come. So it's really, really amazing to finally have this in hand. Next up, we have got the Barbarian Warrior Builder. So this is another Legion Builder type, so it's a generic woman. And it's just kind of the same as Juno the Crusher. It's very similar, but also very different. Similar body style, but she's got different armor and stuff like that. So that's cool. Next up, we got another one of the animal guys. This is Borear. So he is kind of like a dwarf body, but he has a humongous, his head is massive, boar's head on his shoulders. It's so big that they have to turn it sideways. And he's got this big, massive dwarf mallet, and he's got all the requisite stuff. He's got hooves as well. That was one I was interested in. Next up, we have got Delphina of... Oh, Aetheros. So that's one of the like the big things in the Mythic Legions kind of storyline is Aetheros. So we've got this one. She looks kind of generic, but at the same time, she's very detailed and crammed full of accessories. It's hard to really see them in there, but it's brimming with them. I can't wait to lose all this stuff. Next one, we've got Gwendolyn Heavensbrand. So this one is really, really cool. Another named female character. She's got amazing gold armor. Looks like the actual headpiece is articulated, so it'll kind of pull down the face mask. Again, you know, you can see all like the cloudiness in there. That's all the bags in there that are filled with accessories. And of course, you know, she's got a bio. I need to spend some time and kind of read through this because the Four Horsemen have done their work not only when it comes to the figures, but with trying to build a world. And I know they've got a plan for this. I know they've got something in terms of an overarching story that hasn't really been displayed yet. I know there is a thing going on, and we get it more and more fleshed out with each figure we get. Next one is Freya of Deadhall. So another woman. This one is a different face by the looks of it. A lot of different armor on this one too. Very cool. I like that winged headdress. And then we've got... Oh, here he is. Here's my boy. King Noglin. So this is the other test shot that I got a hold of. The difference here is that the test shot, because it was just a shot in the mold, didn't have the cape. This guy has the cape. He's got a cloth cape. So that's really cool. He looks stunning, to say the least. That is an amazing looking action figure. The goblins are really doing it for me. All the little guys are really doing it for me. And then we've got Lord Adon. So this is an elf male. He uses a lot of the same parts as the Legion Builder and some of the other guys we've seen. The whatever it was, Grisha the Slitherer, same kind of stuff there. Again, packed full of accessories. So that is, there's 24 figures in this box. Without knocking everything over, I'm going to do a quick cut, and we're going to bring the next box up, because there is, of course, more to go. And we're back, so we've got a second box here, and this is not just figures, there's some other stuff in here too, but this has fewer figures, but not too many fewer. The first thing though, we've got this sword, and I'm not really sure what it is. I need to go back and kind of figure that out, but we've got... It's just a sword. It's just a really cool looking sword with a crazy amount of detail on it. I just don't know what it is. I don't really remember. There's so much stuff in here. But this came on its own. This was on its own. So if somebody knows what that is, let me know. We've got the weapons builder packs in here. So we've got one. This is kind of like a goblin looking thing. So a bunch of different weapons in this. We've got a dwarf one here with a very cool shield and hammer. And I'm just going to kind of breeze through these because I'm going to do a full video on the weapons packs alone just to talk about them. We got this one. It's kind of like a standard knight one, it looks like. At least that's what it looks like to me. Again, I don't remember because it's been so long and I haven't done my homework. I just am too excited. We got this one. This is kind of like a shadow elf looking thing, full of black elf looking weapons. And then there's a gold one to go along with it, kind of like a counterpoint. So there's 5 of those. Of varying sizes, and then there are deluxe figures in here. So the first one we've got here is Artemis, and she's kind of like a fairy looking figure almost. Tons of accessories. Her wings take up this entire bubble though, so she is enormous. There's a ton of plastic in there. The deluxe figures are pretty expensive too on their own, as far as I can remember. I think they were like 70 bucks if you just bought them on their own for the Kickstarter. It's different if you went all in like I did. We've got the Deluxe Night Builder. This might be the beefiest pack in this entire set. This thing is absolutely just overflowing with accessories, different heads, tons of weapons. It basically has a full weapons pack in the back. And then it even has an extra torso, if that tells you just how much stuff they threw in there. So you can kind of match her little like waistband here to the tunic, rather than having a full knight's armor, but that knight armor looks pretty sweet. So we got that one. And then we've got the last one is Gadriel. So she's kind of like a holy knight looking type character almost, all clad in white. And she's another character that has a ton of accessories, but she also has a humongous set of wings. And I think these are the normal Mythic Legion wings. Frankly, I don't have any wing packs. That's not part of this. You had to get those separately. I don't have them. I don't have room for a lot of winged characters, frankly. I don't have room for 43 new figures, so we're going to figure that out. So we've got those, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 more to go through. Whew. Okay, so this is one of the more like towards the end of the line stretch goals. This is Xylona, and frankly, this is the one that I might be the least interested in after having her in hand. So she's like a deer type god almost, is what it looks like based on the bio. Something really weird about it. It's just kind of an odd looking figure. The accessories look pretty sweet. She's got some soft goods as well. We'll have to wait and see. I'm reserving any and all judgment until I have these out of the package. This one is Zazaria. So a long time ago when Mythic Legions started, there were some guys that looked like her, and I think they go together. I don't have those. That was before I got interested in Mythic Legions, and they are prohibitively expensive now. So we got her. She's kind of like a red demon lady. We have got the skeleton soldier builder, and this is a female skeleton, so you know it's got a female's breastplate on. She doesn't have like skeleton boobs or anything like that. So we've got that in there, and you know, again, tons of accessories. Very cool. I love skeleton figures to begin with, so you sell me there. We've got the Shadow Elf Warrior, so this guy could use some of that Shadow Elf weapons pack stuff. Forgetting words now. So he's, you know, similar to a lot of the other elves, but he is just a different paint scheme. And something about this kind of midnight blue with black armor is really doing it for me. So that's really cool. We have got, oh, this is the kind of like the main Shadow Elf guy, Malachi Cinderhorn. So he's really similar, but he's got unique parts as well. So these guys will go together quite nicely. So, you know, that's one where I could like double up a review on. Maybe. Or I could just string this out for a month and a half. This one is Lucretia, so we've got kind of like a vampire lady here. She looks really sweet. Very nice. That headdress is absolutely wild, too. Yeah, that's a good one. We just did him. We did him. So we got 10 to go. Alright, this was my most wanted figure. And I say that knowing that I didn't get his test shot because I wanted it, but when I tried to get those test shots, Four Horsemen's website was just being brought to its knees and I couldn't find his page. So I went with some other figures that were just as high on my list. But this is Thistlethorn. So he's, I thought he was like a chipmunk guy, because that's really what he looks like. But this says he's actually a woodland goblin. He is one of the last of his kind. So he's kind of small in stature, but he has a very, very unique head sculpt. So I'm really excited to get him out. Something about that design is really speaking to me, even though it's a really weird figure. We've got the Vampire Knight, so this will go along with Lucretia. It's a male vampire. So it's got it looks like it has the elf body, or most of it, with a vampire head. Next one we've got, okay, here's the Vampire Legion Builder. This is a female figure, so we've got 3 vampires so far in this particular box. I don't think there are too many more, though. So we've got another vampire. So we've got 2 females and a male. And then we've got the Steel Knight Legion Builder. So this is a kind of a counterpoint to one of the other Legion Builders. This one is just all decked out in silver, though. So it's probably very similar. And then, oh, another goblin, we've got Snag with 2 G's. So he looks kind of like a thief almost. I'm assuming that's what he is. Notoriously sneaky and mischievous. Looks very unique, looks very good. I'm really itching to get the goblins out if you can't tell. Oh, this is a big one. So this is Morgulith. She's like the skeleton queen. She's this humongous headdress. Got some, looks like we've got soft goods. We saw this sword in one of those weapons packs, so maybe that's a skeleton weapon pack. That would make sense. She looks pretty wild. We've got Miria Golden Branch. So she looks like an elf of some kind. Very similar to some of the other elves, but different paint scheme and different, some different sculpt on her too, it looks like. And then we've got the Orc Legion builder. There aren't a lot of orcs in this particular line, this particular wave. So we've got a female orc. And then we've got another orc. We've got Queen Urkza. Very similar, but she has a unique head, unique weapons by the look of it. So she's kind of less armored up. And then the very last figure in this entire thing, unless I've missed one, and I don't think I have, we have got Ravenna. So she looks like a human, but she's got a very heavy box. There's a lot of stuff in here. Looks like a cloak or something, so she looks pretty cool. Very unique paint scheme compared to some of the other stuff. And she's got the staff that Faunus comes with. So that is it, as if that wasn't enough. So again, we've got 43 figures. We have got 3 big weapons packs, 2 medium weapons packs, this mystery sword, which I still need to do my homework on, and yeah, I'm about as happy as I could be. I'm a little overwhelmed by all this. I mean, I've never gotten this much stuff all at once, but I've definitely been looking forward to it. You know, it was a big thing to actually pull the trigger on this and then wait for so long, even though the wife did approve, so that was pretty sweet. So yeah, we're going to get started on reviews real soon. I'm probably going to start with the little chipmunk dude, or whatever he's called, Wood Goblin. He's a chipmunk. We'll start with something like that, maybe. Just kind of go forward. If there was anything in here in particular that, you know, you saw that you want to see sooner rather than later, let me know. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's other people that are going to be doing reviews of these. There were 400 all-in sets like this that got distributed. I'm sure I wasn't the only one that's going to do it. But that's it. I'm probably going to get started on it now. There is, like I said, there is one review kind of in the can right now that's going to go up before I do these. So you might see these, what's today? Wednesday. You might see these Saturday, Friday, 19th or 20th maybe. And then I'm just going to try to not go mad by doing all these. So that's it, guys. This was a very long video. I'm sorry for rambling on. I'm just very excited about this. Again, let me know if there were anything that you wanted to see specifically. I have no problem trying to do some stuff earlier rather than later if you want to actually see that. Let me know if you guys got these as well. I'm really curious to see how many people that do watch this actually bought into this. I know I've got some folks that watch the videos that do actually do the Legion stuff. So that's it, guys. This is way too long. Sorry for dragging on so long, and I'll catch you next time.